Hello everyone and welcome to a new Sunday Murktide video. Today we are playing a Legacy and for the first time we are joined by a special guest. All the way from Denmark we got Ecobaronen.
Yeah, all the way from Denmark, but it's a lot easier over the internet, so I'm pretty happy to be here. This will be fun.
All right, yeah. So we are playing your list today. We're gonna be full Legacy on stream, but here on YouTube is gonna be the first video. You're also going to upload this video on your channel, maybe doing some extra thing as you have a Patreon where you upload your guides. So if you're interested in knowing more about these decks that we're playing today, definitely check out Ecobaronen YouTube channel and Ecobaronen Patreon. I'm more of a modern guy these days,
Yeah,
but I am very much interested in Legacy as I have a very big tournament this weekend, the Four Seasons. So I asked the help of one of the best. So glad that you accepted this call.
I'm very happy. We're very happy about those nice words. And yeah, I love to play Legacy every day. You love to play Modern every day, so it's only right that we can help each other when important tournaments are on the calendar. And yeah, I thought these decks would be right up your alley because it's kind of similar to what you like to play in Modern, I imagine.
Yeah, and Legacy had a ban list recently. They banned Troll of Khazad-dûm and Soe Spawn. Despite the troll ban, this deck is still very powerful and it's still doing good stuff. There's two different versions. There's the one that plays into Anime Dead Archon and the one that just plays mid-range cards such as Nethergoyf, Kaito, and Murktide. This deck is not that much different than the one in Modern, I guess.
Yeah, very similar. We have some key differences like the free counter magic, the wastelands. And then what I like to do is I main deck Graveyard Hate because decks like Reanimator, Oops All Spells are very popular in the metagame. And just a lot of more decks these days just use the graveyard. Could be something like a Beanstalk deck with Urros, Murktides, Murderous Cut. Could be a Painter deck with all the Welders. And yeah, Spell Bombs are just going to be awesome. Also, the card type is neat for bigger Nethergorfs. So, and it saves up some sideboard slots. So I think it's just good deck building these days.
Speaking of a cyber slot that I love is Baraggoyf. I just love
Oh
this
yeah,
card. I can't wait to set it in every matchup.
exactly. That card is very awesome. And with this deck having such a good mana base, you can often sit on basics the first couple of turns and then build into exactly the turn three Baraggoyf, which is probably a card that should be modern legal. How do you feel about that? That should just be modern legal, right?
Yeah, it's probably not even that good in Modern. Um, one thing that happened, of course, with a troll ban is that you are a little bit less likely to fetch out that swamp against the Blood Moon. Has that been a problem for you?
Oh yeah, you're certainly right. Back in the old days when we played Reanimator with all the tools, we would have fetch out our basic island, and then we knew the four trolls could get swarmed later. But actually, the Mono Red Prison deck is barely seeing any play these days, which is kind of interesting. So no, it hasn't been much of a problem.
All right, keeping this hand, no force of will, but what can you do? Can't.
Yeah, that's on the draw here. Mox Diamond. So okay, so I guess lands could play a single copy of Ancient Tomb. So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think this is lands. So Sphere Assistance very annoying.
Okay, and so turn one, no plays available because everything costs one more, but we have an option of wastelanding the opponent land. To me personally, I wouldn't do it. You have any strong opinions on this?
Yeah, so if we wasteland here, we're basically saying we want to prolong the game. If we don't wasteland, we have to realize that they can go land Life from the Loam, and then maybe it's too late for wasteland to matter. So it's actually a very tough call, but I like what we're doing here.
And also,
Okay.
in most format with fetches, you can just grab a Surveillant end of turn. That's kind of your play through the Sphere of Resistance.
Yes, so we're not wasting our mana. That's a good point. Okay, so second Ancient Tomb. Now I think we're up against some kind of brew. Huh. Second, sorry, fourth land here.
Kind of want this. I don't know. What would you say?
So your play next turn is Tameo. Then the
Damn
turn
you.
after, we can flip Tameo and Wasteland our opponent. Maybe it's nice to make our land drops against that sphere.
I like it. I like it. I'm gonna keep it on top. Hello, what's up? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we made a flashable video yesterday on Magnus Workshop. That was a new
So
thing.
that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So on the contrary of modern, Tamio is much better in Legacy, exactly because of what you mentioned. I didn't even think about it before, but now that you mentioned it, you can just flip Tamio and get that Planeswalker going on turn two, I guess, very easily.
So I'm still trying to figure out what we're up against. Is this Kozilek's? Oh wow, we should probably read the cards. We got bounced here by Caracas.
Yeah, this was not ideal. It's okay.
Uh, what is this? End of turn. Okay, so it is lands just with many ancient tombs.
All right.
Okay, this is the problem. So now it's Urza's Saga, but we're killing that card. So only one construct.
Okay, so the Tamiya will be gone. We can't cast it anymore for the rest of the game, basically.
That's so funny. It actually happens quite often, but I need to wake up here.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Turn three. We definitely have to use this wasteland.
Yeah,
We'll,
exactly.
we'll be waiting for our opponent to tap out to make a construct first. And, well, we don't really have another play. Just,
Yes, we might have to brainstorm before our turn.
yeah, that's a terrible play, but I guess that's the only one available to us.
So playing against lands is quite tricky. We have to be aware that if the game goes long, we'll probably lose to Saga and Wasteland. So, but at the moment we don't have any pressure, so can't really do much about that.
Yeah.
Maybe pushing the construct is better than brainstorming. I'm
Hmm.
not sure about that.
It's much better the Reanimator build than the Tempo build in this matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so opponent missed a land drop and played a dead exploration. So
Yeah, I guess dead until they draw Life from the Loam.
yeah, true.
Then very
So we're
alive.
kind of
Okay.
under pressure here. Also, the opponent Bajuka bogged. Oh, it was only a single card, so I guess it
Mhm.
doesn't matter too
All
much.
right.
So
See,
what do you like here? Use your mana with Bowmaster or play another Goif?
I'm gonna
Probably the Bowmaster.
yeah, I'm gonna use my mana. See, the fourth land was very important. I just have a feeling that lands just attacks your mana base a lot. I mean, putting here didn't wasteland does, but that's usually what they do, no?
Yeah, and also at the time, the thing is we weren't quite sure what we were up against. Oh, they slow rolled to not lose to Wasteland, so well played by the opponent. So
Okay.
now we have to
So,
draw Brazen Borrower, so maybe we have to brainstorm now.
yeah, yeah. The orc does nothing currently. Actual nothing.
So
Yeah,
now we have to find Brazen Borrower, or we're just losing on the spot.
yeah, yeah. With two prison board, two wasteland. Eh,
Um,
it's not over yet.
I I think it is over because of Caracas.
Okay. Oh yeah, ponder. Wait, we can still
Oh,
find wasteland with ponder.
okay. So if the opponent, I got it. So the opponent, if they sleep a little bit at the wheel,
Yeah, if
we
they
can
make a
just
construct now, it's oh, I guess we can chum block with Murktide. All right, it's not over yet.
see. I don't think you can cast it because of sphere resistance.
Oh, true, 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 true. Yeah,
Okay, opponent, you got us.
yeah. The opponent timed everything perfectly, and yeah, gonna go any order. Yes. All right, GG. Good old Marit Lage wins the game.
Sphere resistance. What a card.
Yeah. Okay, now, uh,
We like negations and harbingers a lot. You can think about the Shelter's Edict. At least they're better than push. Um,
yeah.
so let's see. Do we have any like really bad cards in the deck? So I really don't like Days here. I feel like they will blank that card a lot.
Days even on the play, you think it's out.
Yeah,
What
pushes
about
are bad, right?
what about Fatal Push? Push
I think
and
they're very bad, but so is
so
Bowmasters.
there,
So
there,
maybe we.
there was a time where Lance was playing Elvish Reclaimer, and that was a very powerful card.
Mm-hmm. But I think this Sphere Resistance version is doesn't have any normal creatures.
I think Bowmaster
So
is
maybe.
the worst ever, but I guess it's good with Kaito.
So we need to trim those two black cards. I mean, the pushes I think are just going to be very bad.
You
I
think
think all of those needs to go, and
you
then
think
maybe you
push
can have
is
like,
is worse
yeah,
than Bowmaster? What about Baragoy?
yeah. I think he's too bad, but I think Consign is solid. Counters Saga stuff, Mox Diamond, Sphere. Then maybe you can just have a days here.
Okay.
2 days is one, yeah, like this. This should be fine.
Let's do 2 days on the play, and then on the draw we cut them all. So it's
Yeah,
like blue
sounds awesome.
count. I'm bringing in force and negation, so I want to have more blue
Yeah,
cards.
yeah, I like that a lot. So the Harbinger is a big haymaker here. So that would be pretty cool to draw that card. The Explosives is good against Saga tokens, Mox Diamonds, and then you brought in the Edicts, which I like a lot. So that's another answer to getting Merit Laged.
Yeah, actually, this was your last moment change because in the original list you
Yeah,
sent me, you had a Bitter Triumph over Shieldred
yeah,
Edict, and then you told me
yeah.
only do this change. What was that? Because what was the reason? What was the reason?
Yeah, great question. So Bitter Triumph is basically a Terminate card that just always kills the best creature on the battlefield, where this Edict effect is sometimes you need to kill a Murktide, but you can't. But I actually think this card is totally solid when you don't have to discard a card, you don't have to pay the life, stuff like that. So I
Keep
think
this
this is
in mind.
slightly better. Yeah, so let's see here. We're playing these two cards basically don't do anything unless they put together their combo. We have 4 lands. For me, this is actually a mulligan here. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah. So if I was alone on my stream, I would have like snap kept this without even thinking. But then
Mhm.
because I'm with another person, I can brainstorm ideas. I'm like, actually, this is probably
Yeah, so we are not beating anything except from like fast Merit Lage, and our clock is like Kurdape. So I
right.
like to mulligan here.
Okay, much better.
Yeah, this is a lot better.
Uh,
So I think you
Stewart?
can easily I think you should get rid of the edict. I really don't. That's like a late game thing.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
So let's hope we don't get Caracas.
Yeah, Caracas would be bad. Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys hear us very well, and hope you guys are interested in this, a little bit more in-depth content today. I'm not
Let's
just,
hope so.
yeah, not just like clicking buttons, keep a mulligan, based on vibes. We're actually thinking.
Let's hope so.
Buongiorno, Labo. Are you going to be playing on Saturday? I guess you usually head judge the Italian nationals. We have so on Saturday we have the Italian nationals. They call it invitational, but I
Hmm.
think I just the word national is just so much better. I think they should rebrand it.
So invitational, is it an open tournament?
No, no, only invites, invites only.
Okay. Well, so let's attack first.
And wait to shuffle again. Yeah, let's go.
So I feel like we should flip this card.
Yeah, let's go brainstorm and start putting that pressure. That's a very powerful play that we can do in Legacy. Okay,
Certainly.
nice.
Yeah, that card is bad. That
Put him
card
at
is
two
bad.
lands.
Agree. And
Flipping,
then
flipping the
fetch and Thoughtseize.
fetch and Thoughtseize. Let's go. Thoughts is just so popular these days in these decks. It used to be, not
Yes.
that popular in Legacy, but now like four
Yeah.
copies in Blue Black Reanimator, three copies in this deck.
Oh yeah, that's true. Thoughtseize. I really like that card. It tells us a lot about how to play our own cards. What's the opponent's plan? How do they sideboard? It's just so much value in one card. Let's see what their
Okay,
plan is.
let's go for a Thoughtseize. They have six cards in hand. What is a card? Ooh, hoo, hoo.
Okay, so the opponent kept a hand that needs to draw land. Isn't, let's see.
Definitely not taking Life from the Loan.
Life from the Loan doesn't help exactly, because if they find a second land, they can start dredging it.
I'm,
Um,
I'm thinking about crop rotation here.
Crop Rotation is a card that's very bad against counter magic in the future, but we don't have it right now, which is annoying. Um, Exploration is insane with Loam.
Yeah.
Wow. So what happens if we take the loam? What is the opponent going to do? They need to draw the land.
So you want
Then
to
they
take
need
the
to
loam. Opponent draws a land, plays exploration passes, and then dredges loam. And I feel like we haven't really accomplished anything with our thoughtseize.
yeah, correct. So which is the best against the opponent having a land on top of the deck? I think that's how we should play, right?
Yeah. So I think exploration may be very good.
Mm-hmm. Because sphere is bad for them as well.
Yes, fear I'm not gonna discard. I think exploration actually is the take here.
Okay, I like that. Note that the opponent can crop for Ancient Tomb in their list, but that is like a all-in play for later. Let's see if they play Surveil.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, otherwise they would have played a turn one exploration if they didn't play surveil.
Mm, maybe. It depends how many plows they sideboarded in.
Hey, they
They
left the
could.
card on top.
Okay, so they find a land, so we do end up having a game here. That's unfortunate. Nice Ancient Tomb. Yeah, nice Ancient Tomb. So now they can even go Sphere. Okay, that was
Huh. Opponent went from being minus career to prison as with a sphere.
yes, very annoying.
It's okay.
Um,
It's okay. We have
let's
Tamio,
see.
and they I don't know. Wow.
Yeah, they just empty their hand here and make us play under the sphere.
They can even go crop rotation on Urza Saga here,
Yeah,
but they don't do
I
that.
don't even.
Okay.
I don't. Okay, so they don't want to get forced, I guess. And then you draw
Ooh,
negation now, which is better than not seeing it, I guess.
very good because now we can force the negation the loan, but the opponent's gonna dredge. Okay, so there is two plays that we can make. One is just to ride this Tamio to the emblem, and the other one
Mm-hmm.
is to minus 3
Yes.
thoughts is the crop rotation, which my opponent cannot play,
Yes.
and then just kind of live against their top deck with Tamio in play.
How do you feel about? I like that a lot because the crop rotation, the saga is currently very annoying, and we have the mana to do everything. So I like this. I like this play a lot. And then the exile clause on negation is going to be super relevant against the loam because your opponent's going to dredge here. That's a given.
Yeah, this was just the best draw in our deck for force
E-
negation.
easily, yes. So
Okay,
now comes the question: which card are we pitching?
I think borrower.
You like to see some more cards here? Yeah,
Yeah,
we can. We can do that.
yeah, opponent has nothing.
Yeah. The only thing worth bouncing is oftentimes the token, and that is a million turns
Yeah,
away.
the martelage. Yeah. All right. So when we have both cantrip, this is an important lesson because a cantrip is not an
Hmm.
easy thing. You know, we've been playing with Ponder and Brainstorm forever, but maybe our viewers haven't. And
Yep.
the theory behind Brainstorm in Legacy is that you want to play it whenever you have cards to get rid of. So now that we don't have any cards, Ponder is much better.
Yeah, this is exactly when you want to like exchange your hand. Um, so
Okay.
if you, I feel like these cards are fine. We should just take the land so we can crack a clue on this turn as well, and then
Yeah,
play
that's
stuff next turn.
yeah. I forgot about Sphere of Resistance. But yeah, easily taking the land here. I think I want Neil Spellbomb on top. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna draw a
We
card.
yeah, we get to see everything. This is a big thing about Tameo here. It's a very good mana sink in Legacy, so your deck can function on few lands, but it's also just fine to have extra mana lying around. So this is a good example of it. Opponent draws and passes. That could have been a lot of things. So
Deploy
now,
these two
exactly.
cards.
Yep. And this is exactly an extension of what you said the other turn, where you want to play Brainstorm if you need new cards, but when you have good stuff to do, you just play those cards out, basically. That's just better.
Yeah, the best brainstorm is the one you don't play. It's similar to Force of Will.
That's a good point, because then you already like what you have.
Now having Spellbob in play protects us against the top deck of Left from the Loam, so I'm not gonna crack this.
Yeah, we should. Okay, Brace and Bar is very good insulation. Um,
He's doing nothing here.
attacking for
Ooh, what do they have? Endurance? No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's endurance.
Okay.
So maybe we just bounce that.
Yeah, we bounce this so that we emblem the Tamio
Yeah.
the next turn.
So endurance very good against
Another goal.
Nethergoyf because Nethergoyf only counts your own graveyard. Endurance has a lot of mileage these days in Legacy with all the graveyard-centric decks, and then on top of that, you even have like red tempo decks with Lightning Bolt and Chandler and stuff. So Endurance is a very strong Legacy card. So now the opponent has to draw something right now, or we're beating them with good old draw 24 or draw
Mm-hmm.
25. I can't remember how it works.
Yeah, and me neither. It usually doesn't matter. It says you can remember rounded up. I never know what that means.
So so Doomsday says the same, rounded up, so that means you lose more life. You probably draw more cards if it's an uneven number.
I'm clicking
Let's
this
see.
button, okay?
Yes, let's go.
All right.
I think it's draw 25. Let's see.
Orcish
Let's see if we get blown out by something funny.
Orcish Bowmaster.
We
Okay.
drew 25. Okay, now we know how the card works.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, opponent has seen enough here. Nice draw spell.
Okay.
So so in the draw, Dace becomes worse, but you had a good point about keeping the blue count
I think
healthy.
I think I have a million blue cards though, like 26. It's not a problem. I think I actually
Uh,
don't mind push, especially after what I've seen in endurance.
okay. How do you feel about a single fatal push
What about
to here?
closes? Do you think it's good?
I think it's good because the deck is like in theory the opponent could have like double sphere in play or double Mox Diamond or Saga tokens. So
How about
I think it's
Netherglyph?
Nethergoyf is not great, but I think it's necessary to pressure because I think the draw goes very scary.
Okay, let's go couple of push, maybe one Baroglyph.
Let's see. I just feel like it's a lot of mana, 3 mana.
Yeah. All right,
How do
one
you feel
base.
about yeah, and then how do you feel about a Bowmaster over a push?
No, I actually hate Bowmaster.
Okay, so it's just we have a lot of removal spells now that are very bad in our opener. Like in game two, the double edict hand, we're more likely to have that kind of hand. But also now you get confirmation the opponent has endurance, so I guess it gets slightly less bad.
All right, we have a question. Who's this mysterious voice joining us today? It's
Uh-huh.
Ecobaronen. He's a content creator that you can find on YouTube, Twitter, and he's mostly known to play Legacy. So he's our companion for today.
Yes, certainly. I'll say I'm a tournament player first and then content creator second.
Okay.
I would rank it like that. I still love to play my tournaments in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no, that's the same for me, but I still count myself as a content creator first. All right,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
don't counter Mox Diamond, okay?
Yeah, let's not do that. That is like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I've often
we
been
need to
asked
trust.
to do commentary of events, and I'm like, nah, I'd rather
Hmm.
play. Thank you.
That is a very good proof. So
All right, I force it.
let's force to will this card. That's too strong against us. Also, if we saw that card game two, we could have justified the Bowmasters for
Yeah.
game three, but we didn't see.
Okay.
So now we have to
Yeah.
let's think a little bit about our land drop here because I just want to mention with Harbinger of the Seas in our deck, we need access to our basic swamp later. So that Delta was maybe a good draw. Time will tell.
I
Um,
still think I want to play sewers here.
yeah, tell me why. This sounds like a good play.
So my hand is 4 lands, so I don't care if I got wastelanded. And just I don't really have a turn one play, so sewers will be just basically my turn one play.
I like it a lot. We bait the wasteland, hope that it hurts our opponent more than it hurts us. This is a good play. That's probably too much. I don't think we can take that card.
Either.
So I like this play, even though it's not intuitive that we play into wasteland against lands. But we're trying to bait our opponent to make a bad play. So I like the sewers a lot. So now hopefully the opponent has a tough decision. I hope it's not like they get loam going and then it gets easy, right? We need our opponent to have a tough play here, make a tough choice. Also, you actually sold it quite well. You just um, surveilled over a spell, so you look like okay, they don't have lands. Okay, fair enough. You look like somebody who doesn't have the next land. Wasteland
Okay,
is an
unfortunately,
interesting
no
draw.
Bowmasters in our deck right now.
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
we should brainstorm to see if we have turn 3 Harbinger or not.
Definitely Brainstorm is the play. I can't Wasteland.
Wow, that's horrendous. Now we need to play a fetch because we need to clear the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. This
And
is going to be very hard.
yeah, opponent now rise their library.
I wish we saw that card in the other games.
Mm.
It's like it doesn't see much play these days. Sylvan Library. It used to be a staple.
The I remember when I took your list to the Eternal Weekend, uh,
Hmm.
top 32, the only change I made was you had one sewer for Troll of Kazandoom, and I cut one troll for a second sewer. That was the only change I
Okay.
made. I just
Yeah,
love
that's
the
totally
second
fine.
sewer.
Yeah, the second sewer is, as we will see later, something that I enjoy these days as well.
Yeah, the in this spot it would be nice. Oh, opponent takes 8 damage. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like this is. I feel like we're gonna get crushed here
Yeah. That's okay.
when we don't use when we don't pressure our opponent. Like, let's just say we even had another Goyf in play, then that Sylvan Library would be worse. But now we're just the opponent can really abuse the draw part of that card.
Yeah. And I can
He's
play
a
what,
basic
Loam here? Oh,
forest.
yeah.
So now we need to rely on fetches to. But we have to fetch. You have to fetch basic swamp here, I guess.
You think so? Nah. Oh, because of the wasteland? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We have to do it. I don't love it, but we have to do it.
Hey, this one unfortunately has to be What do you
I
think? We
mean,
just concede and go to the next game.
no, I think we actually have a chance here if we go Delta Pass,
Okay.
we negate the loam, and we draw Harbinger.
Okay. I see, I see. Let's go.
We have a chance, and if we concede, we don't have a chance. So let's see.
That's
But yeah, we have very bad odds. Let me put it that way.
that's the
Lens is always
player.
a rough match.
That's the competitive player speaking over the content creator. You know, the content
Yes,
creator
that is
just
true.
wants to make more games.
Yes, that is true. So, but let's say you said, "How can we win this game?" and I did not have an answer. Then I concede, right? It's
Yeah.
only because there is an answer.
All right. Thank you, Volpe, for the 29 months. My opponent has 3 cards in end and does not. Oh, they didn't dredge this turn. Okay.
So, should you fetch the island?
Nah, it's gonna wait. I draw brainstorm. I maybe I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's
So,
a creature. I guess I can play it.
yeah, exactly. We play the same. So now we have played Kurdape, very powerful legacy card.
I'm not in love with Netherglyph. Never have been in any
It's
format.
Let me put it this way: in legacy, it's necessary. Otherwise, you give the other decks too much time.
Yeah.
With a deck like this, that's the problem. So it's not that it's perfect, but it's pretty solid. So let's see. What do we make of our opponent not doing anything?
Hmm.
I wonder what that means. So we with the basic in our fetches, we are making the Lone Wasteland bad. So that is good. But why wouldn't they dredge in order to find their combo?
Also, also dredge is very powerful with loam because you basically can like clean the top.
Right. So
Like
if you have bad cards, you can dredge them over.
yeah.
Bad cards from library. Yeah. Hmm.
Opponent doesn't take any damage. This is a 10.
Yeah. So that's kind of the power of this card is fine, right?
Yeah.
This is funny. If the power of Nethergoyf prevents them from drawing extra cards, and we can do something. Let's see. Instants and lands in the yard. Okay. So Maybe you slow roll the Wasteland because that's better against Saga later.
I was thinking now that we play Ponder, it pumps the Goef. We probably find a blue card anyway.
So let's think first here. Do you think you're getting Enduranced? How do you feel about attacking first? Endurance would be a card they could have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we. Hmm.
Okay, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
No, actually, Endurance, yeah, the 4 mana. Okay, so if I just go, what, Wasteland go?
Mm,
Like,
I think I
should we?
don't. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think you should. I think you should just attack because you can play 3 mana Edict if the opponent endurances you, right?
sure.
I think that's a reasonable card they can have in hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like your thought of putting a sorcery into the graveyard. Ooh, baby, that's
That's nice.
that's
So
awesome.
we let this resolve,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
put a thing on the bottom, and then we go Island, Underground
Yes.
Sea.
Mm-hmm. And then we get in for
Oh,
two and
the
keep.
Undercity Sewer is back in the deck, by the way.
Okay, that's not bad.
And then we go Shieldred Edict.
So the only issue here is the opponent can waste us off of having negation. I wonder if you should play the wasteland then.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely play Wasteland now. So if they Wasteland me, at least I get a 2 for 1.
Yes, but if the opponent finds Ursus Saga, it's worse that we played it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tough decision. We have to get a little bit lucky here.
So here, if I played Wasteland pre-combat, which is kind of what I wanted to do, I would have been able to
Yeah.
tap the Wasteland and hold up fetch. But at the same time, then I wouldn't be
Ooh.
2 for 1 with Wasteland.
Okay. I actually think that that would have been a better because both opponents' wastelands were tapped, right?
Well, yeah, to play Endurance, yeah.
Oh yes. Okay. So I actually like that play better because then we would have negation online now.
When it dredges Loam and finds Tabernacle, which is whatever.
That is beatable. Um, but yeah, the play you just said would have been better because then we would have an uncracked fetch right now and we would exile the loam.
Yeah, but if the opponent didn't have Endurance, it would have been worse to play Wasteland out. So,
Mm, would it?
yeah,
Yeah.
because we want to slow roll the Wasteland
Yeah.
Saga.
Yes. Fair enough.
Mm.
So we came up with the third best play.
Yeah, half and half league build.
Yeah. I think if we really believe the endurance read, we make your play.
Mm. It's okay. We're fine here. Nethercoif,
Yeah.
so small though. I don't know. Legacy needs
Carrot Ape.
Legacy needs Ragavan.
Oh, did you play the gut shot metagame?
Gut shot, yeah.
Yeah, people started playing gut shot. Okay, so now we
Okay.
maybe the wasteland play works if our opponent is doing this.
Yeah, I think opponent's playing Loam now.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the wasteland play worked because exactly what you said,
Yes.
the 2 for 1, but the opponent doesn't want that.
Yeah. It's
But in
crazy how
reality,
yeah, we never
it
played
wouldn't
this
matter.
Ponder. We had so many options to play this Ponder and never played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly the thing. When you have what you need or you have to stop your opponent, then well, we can't develop our own game plan. So now we have a chance in this game, which is kind
Yeah.
of funny.
When we're about to concede, but look at us.
Let's draw Kaito or Harbinger.
Yeah. Hello Feast, thank you for the 19th month. Welcome to this legacy video. Alright, my opponent has one card in hand. Could be a Mox Diamond, hopefully. That's usually what you want them to have in hand.
Yeah, crop rotation is the one we should be thinking about, though. The good thing is that it's a 2 mana play, and we have a wasteland in play. Okay, so like, oh wow, okay. So that it also explains the white splash. So now we
Okay.
have,
Murktide.
now we're back to being in trouble. Yeah, we need a big boy. That is not a big boy, so maybe you should not play that
No,
because you can draw Harbinger.
yeah, definitely holding the double blue. Yeah, passing. I mean, my opponent has library, so they're definitely ahead, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, the opponent stabilized and they have the library. We are back to being in trouble.
Mhm. Always has been.
Lance is trending in Legacy these days. Has 10% of the top 8s the last week.
Okay.
That is annoying. So now we can't even draw the 3-drop we really want to.
Just Murktide.
Murktide is all we ask.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
hmm.
Nothing.
Do you feel like it's worth bouncing the Sylvan?
I mean, maybe
Or
if I
just,
draw blue. Oh,
yeah, okay, we can force now. That's actually pretty
nah,
decent.
nah. I must pass here. I must pass.
Yes, we're still on the hunt for Murktide.
I mean, if I'm putting plate still on library, it meant that the other two cards were even worse. So there's still time to top deck Merc. How many Merc do we have? Two,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, 2, because they have a little bit of a conflict with Nethergoyf.
For sure. Another reason to hate Natago if it lets you play less Murktide.
Yeah, the thing is, Nethergoyf is just a card that makes the game go shorter, and you need that against a lot of legacy decks. But it's certainly not the perfect card.
Okay, but it just draws and passes.
Merc.
Okay.
So if we play that, we don't have Force of Will up, but then we need to go Underground Sea, tap.
Ah,
Do you want to slow roll?
so if I have to go top 3 mana Tamio. My opponent can wasteland my
Oh, it's
wasteland.
3. I thought it was 2. Yeah.
Opponent wasteland my wasteland, and then we have to hope their third card isn't good. Because I mean, the top two cards are bad, right? They would have done something if
Mm-hmm.
they weren't.
Yes.
And then
I feel like we maybe have to play it and get a little lucky here.
yeah, I think we have to play it. It's not like if opponent wastelands me, I don't even have 3 mana to play Tamio. Sorry, I have to play like this Underground Sea, which I really don't want to.
Yeah. This is going to be a very long road to victory. But we give ourselves the chance to win here. Sphere resistance is really strong in Legacy, where every deck is built to play stuff, on curve, trim on lands, be very efficient.
Mm.
Especially against a deck like ours, where we play so many 1-drops, so effectively that is making our cards cost double as much. That is just very punishing. It's like Thalia back in the day, so good against cantrip decks.
Okay, opponent wastelands me, plays Caracas. No.
Yeah, and this time at least we didn't look foolish.
Yeah.
Merc.
Okay. But I
So
certainly play Wasteland and pass, I guess.
yeah, I like passing because they're a 4 Ursa Saga deck.
Yeah. And then eventually we can make some.
Also worth to mention is that Murktide Regent is very good at powering through sphere effects, which is not intuitive, but you can just delve an additional card.
Yep. Can tap 2 mana and delve 7 in this case.
Hmm. So in theory, we don't care if there's 4 sphere resistance in play as long as we have cards in
Okay.
the yard.
Opponent
Okay.
has opponent has Wasteland. Draw.
Come on, deck.
Ooh.
So now
Ooh.
we see the. So how does this work? You
Oh
are
yeah,
a
let's do it.
rules
Let's do it.
guy.
Let's do it.
This is an insane draw.
Yeah.
Because how does this work? Because Sunburst and getting sphered.
I take a screenshot because this is an interesting place and people may not know about how Sunburst works.
This reminds me of back in 2015 when we played Vintage in Paris.
Hmm.
I guess we both play some mentor decks, and Explosives was a cool card to get rid of like all the thorns, all the spheres at the same time.
Yeah, so you're paying 0 mana, but you have to pay two
Hmm.
for the spheres, and the two you pay is with the two different colors.
Yes, and
Correct now, okay?
now we clear the library and 2 spheres. So wait a minute, Mingo. Okay,
What
so
happened?
I feel like we should have done this on the opponent's upkeep.
Why?
Right now, there's a window where the opponent can play something without weaken force. So we could have stolen some mana on the opponent's turn.
I see. Okay, like an endurance. Okay, sure.
We got away with it, and what do you know? We're back in the game, baby.
Yeah, we're back in the game. My opponent now has the top two cards bad because they've been like Sybil Librarying and find nothing. So they're
Yes.
drawing a couple of bad cards. Wasteland, my Wasteland. Okay. Hopefully it's not Urza Saga. It's nothing. Let's go. I can't play Tanya though now, but
Merc.
eh, can do anything.
Uh, we play a 3-1 end of turn, right?
We play a 3-1 end of turn for sure. Okay, my opponent drew the whole all of the cards from their single library.
Yes. Yeah. You did a very good job tracking like the bad cards and using the logic of if they were good, they would have kept them and cast them already, so they were bad, right? But they could also just be plows because the board has been empty. But you're certainly right; they're not amazing proactive cards.
We don't counter this.
No, don't counter this. But I feel like the next one is what we have to stick.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, let's go. That is let's count. Okay, so I guess we don't have a big enough. That's fine.
I'll eat all the spells
Yeah, sounds good.
and go.
So we leave the good cards in case we get endurance again, so we can draw the good cards later.
Turn
Okay,
12.
opponent.
Okay. Turn 13.
Just a reminder, this is the game that looked very grim
Yeah.
at multiple moments.
Okay. I don't think they have plow at this point.
No, me neither. They could have endurance, which is a chump blocker.
Okay.
Nice draw. Very nice draw.
I'll Wasteland the Saga. Okay.
Yes, let's Wasteland the Saga. If the opponent crop rotates, we probably have to counter because of Maze of Ith.
Okay. They have two cards, but I think they're just very bad. It's probably like
Mm-hmm.
Box Diamonds and Explorations.
Yeah, very good guess.
The
Maybe
the
they have an endurance to chump the last turn.
yeah. The game was once again won thanks to Force of Negation on loam. Okay.
Oh my god, we won this match. That's actually one of the best games in a while I've had.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, negation exiling, explosives coming in mega clutch against the mono 2 drops.
Yeah, sometimes when I watch content, I like see the game is going poorly and I just skip to the next match. And here, the people who
Hmm.
have done that will see that we are up a game and will be interested in looking back in the game, probably.
For sure. That was a very serious, very serious win. One of the best ones I can remember in recent times for me, for sure.
Yeah, so basically what happened is that my opponent deck is kind of a lot of air, so they just drew the wrong part of it, despite seeing three cards over and over, they just did not do
Yes.
much
Yeah.
and play that card.
Can't have that.
Okay,
All
buongiorno.
right.
Let's go. Round number two on the draw with a couple of days. Keeping this hand, okay?
Yeah, we keep this hand. This is another one where imagine you're on the play, you're like super excited about this hand, but on the draw, it's like, oh, let's see what happens.
Island.
Okay. Opponent fetching basic island in the dark. That is kind of a weakness.
Okay.
So let's try and think here. The most played Delver variant these days, that's going to be blue red. So the Netherglyphs are going to be quite good later on for bolts. But with that being said, we probably play it out turn one. Just
Okay.
getting
What does
a creature. A creature.
what
Yeah, go
does
ahead.
push kill against blue red?
It kills Chandler and Delver, and it maybe they're the questing druid version. Maybe they're the is it the cutter version. Who knows?
What do you think about just going underground sea and then after upkeep pushing this delver?
Um,
Y-
so let's see. If they play Core Steel Cutter, maybe you're supposed to play around days and take a hit. How do you feel about that? Is that too
Okay.
much, too big of a price?
Okay, no, I don't mind. One damage is fine. If it's three, maybe it's different, but I just don't want to play Nethergoyf now.
How do you feel about not getting wastelanded here? Do you want to play the Delta or?
Ooh, you want to get... No, yeah, no. I think we have to play C.
Okay, that's fine. So we just have to realize that if we kill the Delver, then they can go Cutter, days are days, and maybe we're in big trouble.
Yeah, so
Um,
what we're gonna do is just let the Delver see the top card.
mhm, yeah.
If it's a spell, okay, it's not a spell, so I can easily take
So
one
now,
damage.
yeah, so now it's easy. I agree. So let's say that flipped with a Ponder, then it would be hard, in my opinion.
So now I take one, and then end of turn push.
Yes. So we confirm that it's in fact the red days one the red deck. So now we probably killed that card, right? That is
Yeah.
better than a Delver.
Channeler, yeah.
So let's say we had a Bowmaster, we would, I guess it with the Delver not flipping, it's kind of the same. We kill that card because it's better.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if they had days, they would have days there.
Okay. Now,
So
Nether.
right now, I think you have the luxury to wait until Nethergoyf is a 3/4.
Mm, yeah, maybe casting. I can be 3 for now. I can go Ponder Netherglyph.
Oh yeah, that's good. And we just days checked our opponent. Okay, that's good. When I say days checked, it's like the insta push. I assume we get days there every time.
Okay.
So Force of Will is not good. Brazen is a card for later
I like
Murktide,
I like
but we
I like Force though.
you like Force of Will, but which card are we forcing?
Quarry Steel?
Okay, so you're basically saying these Nethergoyfs will win if they don't resolve Cutter or Murktide?
Yeah, I think the other two cards are bad. I don't think I care about the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can try that.
Yeah.
So Force is usually not a very good card against like tempo mirrors, but maybe this is a good exception to the rule with having double 3/4.
Yeah, we
Okay,
go
this
one mana
is.
1 mana 3/4 that dodges bolt. Annually heat is not online.
Mhm,
So I think this is long live long. It's gonna live long.
mhm.
What?
Yeah, this is the biggest challenge for when playing a red days variant. That whenever you face off against the black variant, they will have Nethergoyf, Bowmasters, Barrogoyf. All of those are nightmare cards. So let's see if they can flip. They don't flip this time either, so very good for us.
Yeah, they probably
This game would be way different if they flipped it earlier.
for sure. Okay, so they don't have
Okay,
steel.
exactly. They target themselves with Bobble. Pretty solid trick. If it's a bad card, you fetch it away. If it's a good card, you make sure to draw it on the opponent's upkeep.
What's the advantage of playing blue red? Somebody's like,
Pyroblast and Price of Progress mainly. So let's say you face off against a lot of like lands, Cloudpost, etc., etc. So maybe, yeah, just to play here for the future, we should play first main phase Barragoyf here. Sorry, Nethergoyf, because sometimes that gets countered and then we grow the Nethergoyf in play.
oh, okay, sure.
Also, sometimes I surveil a lot proactively to try and like be a pump spell basically.
Mm. I
That can help.
prefer to keep this Fletchland because I have
Yeah.
dazes that I want to get rid of.
Oh, totally agree. Brainstorm makes that a bad play. So it's just for the future. Let's say this was later on, you don't have a brainstorm, then you can consider it. So I liked a lot how you identified that the Force of Will would be good in this specific game, where the rule of thumb is it's not really good in tempo matchups, right? But it was good in this spot. So that was just good to make note of that. Maybe your preparation is Force is bad versus tempo, but you can easily find a game where it's going to be the safety net.
Yes, especially on the draw, I like fours. We were a little bit slower at the beginning, of course, just being on the draw. And if my opponent on turn 3 resolved the core still cut there, I think they would have run away with the game, so I wanted to have fours.
Yeah, made a lot of sense here, no doubt about that. Um,
And end of turn, I plan on going brainstorm.
yeah, I like that a lot. The opponent is very incentivized to slam a Murktide here. Otherwise, could get run over. That would be amazing for us. Totally fine.
Yeah, this is just the classic legacy turn where you need your opponent to do something proactive and then just spend mana to cantrip and fall behind further. Okay.
Okay, so let's see if this is the Murktide getting. How do you feel about? How do you feel about double dazing this?
You not double dazed this, wow. No, I don't care.
How do you feel about brainstorming first to find out?
I just don't think there's a like.
You just never go for it, even no matter what you find off the brainstorm.
You think we're losing this race? My opponent puts me on 15. Then, all right, sure, I can go brainstorm a response. All right.
Because let's say you just find like a fatal push or something, then you don't care at all. So maybe Thoughtseize and Wasteland can go.
Yeah. And then you wanna double daze this?
I don't think I do now, because um, now I don't have the extra blue card.
Mm. I can also put away Force and Wasteland and double daze Thoughtseize.
Okay, that's a good play.
Let's do that.
So we do that before fetching Surveil. We don't want to get dazed ourselves.
Yeah.
Also, we know the opponent cannot cast Murktide or Cutter this turn, so Thoughtseize covers a lot of ground here.
Mm. Basically, it's gonna be like a Force of Will.
Mm-hmm. One card force.
I mean, double daze is like a Force of Will if you think about it.
Yeah, you built a lot of built your own force will situations here. So let's see if we can mill a creature here. That would be amazing. Or a spell bomb or a Kaito. Nice job.
Kaito, and now my Nethergoyfs are 4/5. Okay, nice.
The opponent needs a very strong hand here to not be. Yeah, so you should just take the Murktide and play the Tameo. If you get a dazed, you attack for 10. Daze me, bro.
Opponent has Daze Brainstorm. Okay. And you go to 4. And very few ways to deal with the Nethergoyfs.
The
What makes
opponent needs
it so much more
another
powerful in Legacy than in Modern? I think it's just the lack of threats. Like in Modern, you have Frog and Ragavan. In Legacy, you just don't have those cards.
Yes, very true. Okay. So I love how very good learnings from that game where the force was good, but then things changed and it wasn't good, and we could use brainstorm to kind of move away from it. Yeah, you have a lot of good cards here. So how I approach the matchup is I think all our counter spells are bad because my opponent's going to worry about them, but they're not necessarily going to be good. I guess you have to keep it single days.
What about Thoughtseize?
Thoughtseize is not perfect. We can keep 2 days and cut a Thoughtseize, but I actually think it's a fine card, but you don't want to draw two. Oh, we're at 60 now. I actually thought we were at 58. Okay. So I like this setup a lot. This is a setup where your cards are good no matter when you draw them. That's kind of the logic that this matchup will go kind of long, and I just don't want to draw days on turn 5.
Yeah, especially on the draw. I think Daze always goes out in these matchups on the draw. I sometimes like to keep Force, but definitely not against the Pyroblast deck.
Yes, good point about Pyroblast exchanging very well against Force of Will.
Hello, Sebastian. Nameless Mongoose. Hello, hello. You understand Mango's hate for Goeth? Oh, it's I hate it so much.
I mean, now we had a game where it was
Yeah.
quite bad, but
It was,
now we also had a game where it's insane.
yeah, it was insane this game. All right, what do you think about this hand on the draw? Put him also 6.
So the only good thing about this hand is it doesn't care about opposing wasteland, but I think it's exactly a mulligan. I think it's very close, but I think it's a mulligan, and with the opponent going to 6, that is like my confirmation. I need to mulligan this.
Okay.
Um, but it's close. Closer than it looks because of how the games play out.
Okay, now I think the bottom is between Sewers, Totsies, maybe.
Yes. So let's see. Do you want to
Thoughtsy.
play like you did last game where you play Nethergoyf in the mid game where it's big, or do you want to use it as bait for Tameo?
Actually, I like Thoughtseize now that I think about it because of course still Cutter, so I want to play it on turn 1.
Yes, great point.
It's just
Playing
Sewers.
Thoughtseize. Yes, get rid of sewers. That makes us a bit worse against Wasteland, but we get some draw steps. If we draw a third land, it's all goody.
Okay.
Turn 1 Channeler Bauble, very powerful. So also you could argue that that deck has a better 1-drop, right? That's also a reason to play the deck.
Mm. Yeah, that definitely the channeler is better than our 1-drops.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go see Thoughtseize, okay?
So let's see here. Are we supposed to fetch Basic Swamp? Is this one of the games where we fetch Basic Swamp? Or is that just making sure that Wasteland is good against us later?
Okay, so Basic Swamp is gonna be able to let us play 3 cards. And next turn, I can go Underground Sea Brainstorm and that'll go 3/4.
Let's see. Fetch, sorcery, instant. I mean, that is kind of a plan,
All right.
but it's kind of bad with, the Tameo brainstorm part of the hand, so it's harder to double spell, but it's very good against Wasteland.
Yeah, I think I can get behind that. I wouldn't have done it. I would have gone Underground Sea, but this makes sense.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I played like this, but I think drawing the second Nethergorf makes it
Yeah,
reasonable.
exactly. It's the second night ago if they changed it. Okay.
So Lightning Bolt doesn't do anything with how we played. Daze is also not very good because we're just putting a instant into the graveyard.
Hard. Let's take
So
Ponder.
let's see. Take Ponder. So
Next turn,
now we
Underground Sea Nethergoyf. And then if opponent tries to bolt it, we just go Brainstorm.
yes, that is exactly what we have to do. Okay, the opponent found. Okay, the opponent's trying to find Delirium using my pump spell logic here. That's cool.
They can also just bolt us.
Yeah, for sure. But bolting to the face in a creature matchup is a bit
Yeah, I know that was
scary. But
like, no.
I don't know.
Ooh.
They don't.
All right. Keep going
We
for
need to play. Yeah, we need to play like that.
Sea Nethergoyf.
So now let's hear it in the chat. Do you think the opponent will fire bolt end of turn onto the Nethergorf? I think yes.
No. Maybe. Maybe go face. No, nothing.
Ah, I lost.
Okay. They find Delirium this way.
Yes. So
And basically,
now this
we can't cast this Brainstorm ever.
exactly. Now it hurts us. Now if the opponent finds Wasteland, we look a little bit silly, and that this is kind of us paying the price for the Swamp fetch. I was hedging a lot against Wasteland, but very bad if they don't have Wasteland. Let's see. So we're developing a second one. Also, we can force the issue with um,
Or
our
Wasteland.
Wasteland now. So that's pretty good. So we have to do our stuff first main here.
Ooh. Great
That
draw.
was a very good draw.
Alright,
Yeah.
so we're gonna Wasteland this Thundering Falls. Then if the opponent
Yeah.
plays Bolt, we just respond with Push.
Please bolt another growth.
Yeah.
Floating mana. So
Mm,
like this, they don't cast it. So now
push.
I don't think yeah, maybe push and yeah, exactly. I like that.
Push for sure. Because it makes it now go for 3/4. Kills that
So
thing.
do you want to play Tameo here? Second main?
Huh. Yeah, I guess.
I think if the opponent faces that card, we're totally fine.
Yeah.
But we don't want them to daze Nethergoyf.
Definitely not casting Goeth. Because they don't have a land and they brainstorm locked, so they're not gonna draw another land. So Daze is free, basically.
Okay, that's good logic, but I also think waiting is kind of bad.
Waiting is bad, especially since like if we keep on respecting that Daze, we'll never double spell the whole game. So might as well just
And we play 3 Baragoyfs as well, so this could be a good investment into the future if
yeah
this game goes long.
yeah.
So great point about you noticed the opponent missed a land drop, so that makes days free because they just brainstormed. Oh wait, I think they forgot to play a land then, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Anyway, a braid
Okay, that's reasonable.
4/5.
And so maybe we're supposed to. I don't even know what we're
Yeah,
supposed to do first.
I think this is gonna be very easy now.
So what do you like to play here this turn?
Maybe just Nethergoyf pass.
But could the opponent have Murktide in hand and that would just dominate us?
Okay, sure.
Because if they have a bad hand, we can just take the days and play oh double. Okay.
All right, now just to,
So
I don't know.
yeah, this is actually quite hard. How do you feel about taking the so what is Bolt doing? Bolt is killing future Bowmaster.
I think I'm just taking Bolt and passing.
Okay. You don't want to cast Brainstorm?
Okay, so or we can take Days and cast Brainstorm, but I just don't want to do that. Would have
I
played
think
that.
if we take that days,
Yeah.
if you take that days and we cast Brainstorm, then the Nethergarth will resolve next turn.
Yeah, but it's gonna resolve anyway. I don't need to cast Brainstorm.
Uh, okay, good point.
I'm just taking. I'm just taking Bolt. I'm just taking
Are
Bolt.
you okay getting? Are
Pass.
you okay getting double dazed on the Goyf if you miss on land?
I can do that. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I've so far ahead right now.
I feel like we should. I would have cast Brainstorm here because Wasteland would be good. Baiting out days is good. Uh, I don't know. Hitting a land drop is fine.
You can go Brainstorm now.
That will get dazed, so that's probably fine. That'll not get dazed. So
Ooh,
now we can kite. Now we can kite to our opponent.
Kaito plays around it.
So let's see how you stack these cards. I like this. So now we can get in for 4 and then Ninja.
True, true.
You know the you know the trick.
I
I saw
didn't
on Twitter that you learned a trick at some point.
Yeah, I knew, but I forgot. So thank you for reminding me.
I know that feeling.
Can't be
Here's good
countered.
old here's good old Kaito.
Okay, this goes to the
So
graveyard. And
maybe we don't care about push. Maybe
push.
our
Yeah.
board is beating. So now they have to have Pyroblast right now, or the game ends. But they don't. They have double days.
So the reason why we cast Brainstorm was that opponent would have dazed it, so that then we would
Yeah, I
the Nethergoyf.
exactly. Um, so now we're trying to dig for a land and resolve a lethal guy. Let's see if we can find the land. We do. So how do you feel about playing both?
No, I think one is enough. We
But
can.
if the opponent, hmm, this could be the difference, but because they're each lethal if they fetch. And I feel like if they brainstorm, put back a land, they're more likely to fetch. But maybe that's just not. Maybe you should just pressure the. If they drop brainstorm, they have fewer like lands in play and cards to put back. So this is the reason to play it.
Okay.
I feel like their way out of this game is like the perfect brainstorm. where they go like Pyro Murktide, but now you stress their resources.
In the end, Lightning Bolt wouldn't have done anything in this game, so maybe we should have just taken Daze.
Yeah,
Lightning Bolt.
that's the thing. The Lightning Bolt was never going to kill anything important. And Daze could be annoying for many turns because we play 3 Baraglyphs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't think they have many outs because we can tap Murktide or whatever
Yeah,
we come
yeah,
up with.
exactly. You're stunning the Merc here, and we take down the match here in the Daze pseudo mirror, showcasing the advantage of the black cards.
Yeah.
And there's your favorite card.
I wanna play Baraglyph before winning.
Goif Tribal.
Yeah. I wanna end the game with Baraglyph in play.
Yeah, Baraglyph won this game, no
Yeah,
doubt.
definitely. All right.
Like,
Good. 2-0. I'll take a bathroom break, come back for round 3. So yeah, 2 minutes, I'll be back, okay?
that you can't really hate out this deck. So if you trust you can make all the game actions like on a high level, this deck is a very good choice. So it also depends on how much you trust your own ability and how much you're willing to lose to games you don't have much power over. That's how I feel about Reanimator. Sometimes you just lose to some hate, where this deck we kind of get to play the game more often, but we don't have any free wins either. So very close. You should consider winning some die rolls, though. This is the 3rd time in a row you're on the draw. I don't think that's good with your Daze deck.
Okay, I'm saving my luck for the tournament.
Okay.
That's exactly how it works, right?
Yes, exactly. Distributing the play draw. Oh, we have Pivo in the chat. I'm still on Reanimator for unfair matchup.
Yeah, Pivo
So
Pivo hates blue black tempo.
yeah, maybe that is a skill issue.
Yeah, he needs the entomb to carry.
Yeah, I mean that deck certainly has some free
All
wins.
right. While we
So
wait the opponent to show up, what is the strongest card legal in Legacy?
if I just say brainstorm, is that enough?
So it depends on like how you describe strong, right?
Okay. So define it a little bit better.
To me, it is something like just extremely powerful that it's
Okay,
not.
so
I mean, brainstorm is just consistent. It's just the most consistent
okay, got it.
of the game.
Okay, so Force of Will doesn't count either. We need like high
Yeah,
rate on a threat, like undercosted or
yeah,
overpowered and stuff like that.
yeah. I was torn between Entomb and Ancient Tomb, all the tombs.
Yeah, that's very, very good examples. Yeah, very good calls. I never think about the game like that. It's more just something to.
Yeah, this is just the content creator speaking.
Yes, that is true. Yes, Entomb Reanimate is very powerful. Actually, Ancient Tomb doesn't see a ton of play these days, which is kind of funny.
All right, let's go back to the game. I'm on the draw. I mulligan to 6. I have to bottom a card if I keep this hand. It's not a great hand, but I don't want to go to 5.
Exactly. So maybe just say goodbye to our Goif and hope for the best.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, 3 Nethergoyfs, that's a lot. We need to get a bit lucky with the matchup, so let's see. We've played against land so far and a Daze pseudo mirror.
Hmm.
Leagues are usually a good place to play against like different decks. You're not gonna play against like Oops All Spells twice in a row or Reanimator, Tempo Mirror. You get a good spread, and I think that's pretty good for when you don't play Legacy all the time. So you get just a little bit of different experience with limited amount of time.
No, I just saw this
Um,
up. I showed it to you as well. I'm gonna show it to the viewers as well. The Mono Blue Painter list
oh
that
yeah,
did well in a Magical Line event, and I don't know. I got feelings.
yes, because you used to love the 8 cast decks, right?
I guess as a small period of my life. Where is it? The list. Yeah, it's something like this, where you have four rings, four.
Yeah, you play
It's like
all the draw spells in the world,
so many card advantage cards. How do you think?
even Tamio and Emery.
How do you think this deck fares against the Orcish Bowmaster? Like super poorly, or the fact that you just have like ring that just you don't care about the damage,
Um,
and then just
the
combo?
fact that you have Ancient Tomb, it adds up with damage.
Mm,
So yeah, that card would be quite annoying. It's very fun to play. I've played this, but that was without One Rings when I played it last.
mm.
One Ring is a card that turns your opponent's wastelands and dazes into better cards. I'm not necessarily sure that's where I want to be. I think I want to hedge more. I think what I played what was that card called? The artifact counter, the rebuke card.
Metallic Rebuke, yeah.
But this was when stock up just got printed and a lot of people played omniscience, sneak attack variants. So I needed more counter magic. I felt like Chain of Vapor. That's interesting.
What's Chain of Vapor about? I don't know.
I would imagine it's like some combination of not dying to your own One Ring and bouncing Oof and Null Rod.
Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't look at these decks. Then I want to just play bad decks instead of the mirror. All right. The opponent
Ooh, Cloudpost.
started with a Cloudpost, a card that is banned in Modern.
That is true. I actually forgot about that. I even forgot why it's banned in Modern, like historically.
It's very good. I think it's correct to be banned.
So it's just like a good Tron land, basically.
Yeah. All right.
So Wasteland is awesome against this deck. So maybe we should start pondering.
Yeah, me too. Mostly because like
So
these two other cards are just bad. Like if these two cards were like Ragavan, then okay. But given that they aren't, then we just play Pawn.
it's so funny. I haven't thought about Ragavan in like 2 years, but now I am thinking about it. Oh, we
Fresh.
can't keep these. The Force is good, but I think we need to look for, more development here.
Yeah.
Or Wasteland.
So I mean the reason why I hate on Nethergoyf is that is a one drop that is terrible on turn one.
It's oftentimes not very good. I agree. So the thing is, this can often
Breathe?
tap out for oh nice, yeah, that's very good. So the monolith is tapped, and we get today's a juicy card. That's awesome. So now, what do you want here? Do you want the clock? Oh, I guess we want that card. Okay, so our plan changed.
Nazis, you have four cards.
The opponent has 3 mana on board.
We need Wasteland so badly.
Oh yeah, Wasteland would be like a few time walks.
Wow.
So easy. This is the easiest Thoughtseize you will resolve all day, maybe all week.
Come on, Wasteland.
Yeah, Wasteland, buddy. So
Wasteland.
now, how? So I actually haven't played much against that new Ugin thing. If you have a 0 drop, you like Vindicate right away, right?
Yeah.
Or double, I guess. Ooh, did the
What do you
opponent
think?
find the Karn Silex? Do you know that card?
Yeah. Hope it's not Trinosphere. Hey, command.
Okay. Command. Little bit of. They bottomed the card.
Ooh.
Maybe. How do you feel about killing that card just to
Yeah.
work on their mana?
Yeah, they can't untap this thing. I'll kill it in second main.
Okay. That's the tournament spike speaking. That's not the content creator.
Yeah. Always. Always use a second main.
Okay.
Mana drain.
Yeah.
Mana drain experts.
Ooh, yes. I like that a lot. I play a lot of spells in Vintage these days on my opponent's combat step.
Yeah, so the ancestor magic player from my town, the one that taught to play magic to everyone, the deck 84,
Mm.
recently top-aided a vintage challenge with 4 mana drain, 4 stock up.
Yeah, that is living the dream if you like the old cards.
Yeah, and he whenever I play against him, he always goes in second main, even if he doesn't have mana drain in his deck anymore. He always goes in
Okay.
second main, like yeah, untaps draw second main, and then plays something.
That is That's a good habit. That's a
And
very good habit.
and he does it so often, it just forgets to attack very often because of that.
Okay, well, maybe that's taking it a bit too far.
All right.
So the reason to play this Bowmaster, as you alluded to, is they have a deck full of 4 drops, and they have an onboard card that costs 4 mana to untap. So multiple reasons. Worth noting is that we will not get a 1/1 if they sacrifice for mana in response.
All right, my opponent is taking a while. Maybe they have some Danish people on the phone as well to talk with.
Could be. Maybe they're enjoying the stream. No, I'm just kidding.
No, no, never. Maybe they're working. That's usually what you do when you play Magic Online.
Yeah, that is something that as a content creator I care about, but as a tournament spike, I don't care. But you must also experience this like every week. Somebody who's not, paying attention to the match, and you're trying to make content, right?
Yeah, it is. It is bad, but what can I do? It's
Not much.
part of the job. I mean, being in being on Twitch helps it because you kind of like keep yourself company, you know.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so here comes the Bowmaster doing its best. Ooh, looks like going to the second main is
Yes, I knew it. I knew it.
Mengucci playing from the sponsor account out here, getting value in the game. Let's go.
Of course. You wait. You make me wait 2 minutes. I get a Orc
Ooh,
Army token. Yes.
lost connection.
The shame.
Oh, that's not good content, opponent.
No, drop the match. All right.
Yeah,
Scoreboard.
the
Scoreboard
opponent had a
3-0. Best
nice.
deck.
Oh yeah, for sure, it's best deck. No question about that. There was no question about the lands matchup was so smooth.
The Lens matchup seems terrible, but explosives. For those who didn't see it, check this out. We were able to win this match against lands who had double sphere resistance and a Sylvan library because we top decked explosives, played it for 0, paying 2 mana, and blowing up 3 very important things.
And I guess we should mention that on turn 4, you suggested we conceded the match. That makes it even sweeter.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess you can see it as there's 2 spheres. 2 spheres.
Yeah, that was Sunburst coming in clutch there against the Spheres.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
All right.
yeah. The E play was sick. Yeah, the E play is so rare that it comes up, but I guess
Yes. But
sometimes.
I'm gonna go and watch the VOD, and then I'm gonna find the exact time where I say maybe you get to blow up double sphere. That's why it's good. I'm gonna find that, and
I think it's
I'm gonna milk it for content.
yeah, it's during sideboarding. Yeah,
Hmm.
but also the
It's
biggest reason to keep explosives is or is a saga constructs.
yes, but then also sometimes there's some double Mux Diamond draws.
Mm.
Sometimes they have some, exploration and I don't know, Needle on Wasteland in play, or like there's gonna come up some spots. But double sphere plus Sylvan, that takes the price. That's the absolute best.
Yeah, and no 2 drops on our side.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, we that Sylvan was so good against the way we sideboarded because we didn't see it game 1 or 2, and we trimmed Bowmasters all the way down to 0.
yeah, you didn't want to. I I forced you.
Yeah, I suggested 1, but not because of Sylvan, because of just enabling Kaito.
Yeah. All right. While we wait for the next one, I'm gonna pull out the list that we're gonna play after this video.
Hmm.
Not this one is the one that we're playing right now, and this is the one we're playing after. So it's gonna be the old blue black reanimator, of course, without troll now. So you have a bit more lands, but not that many, just 19.
Yeah, add more lands to the deck compared to earlier. I think the deck was like a maybe 17 land deck or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think
But
when I played Legacy, I was playing a lot. I got second place with I think I was playing something like 4, 8, 12. I was playing 18 plus 3. So no, yeah, I was playing 21.
Okay.
So many,
Okay. I see.
like 18 plus 3. Yeah,
So I play one more wasteland. That's like a colorless source, but and then the trolls, yeah, maybe it's about the same ratio. Maybe you play a little bit more.
yeah. I think this was a lot. I was setting out the lands very often. I remember like basics and wastelands.
Yeah.
Also, I can't
Yeah.
believe I got these basics instead of the beta ones. They looked
Oh yeah, that's
like the
that's
whole
lazy work.
during the whole day. I was like, oh shit, why didn't I bring the beta ones? Anyway, I will not do the same mistake this weekend. All right, we are on the draw for round number 4. My hand is solid. Let's keep it. Let's.
So I guess in the Reanimator League we'll just play first every round, and then we will switch up the luck.
Nah, which is
We've
gonna
done a
be.
good job of winning on the draw.
Yeah, especially if the opponent
Oh,
concedes on turn 2. That's a bit even better. Oh wow, Urza Saga. Chromox.
okay. So I'm trying to think which deck is running Chrome
Maybe
Mox and
Storm.
Ursus Saga. Yeah, that's my first thought. Some
Black Storm.
Beseech the Mirror type deck exactly.
Kabar
What do
Ritual.
we have there? Okay, so I actually played against this the other day. Probably gonna lose our thoughtseize here.
Yeah, but
So
Nina
wait.
Bomb can be very good if they have like a
Hmm.
Gaia's Will on
Yeah,
Beseech.
yeah. Great point about what are they gonna do with their Beseech the Mirror. A lot of the time they're gonna try and cast some rituals and replay the graveyard with Gaia's Will. I believe that deck will also have like a single copy of Necrodominance. That's what I played against the other day anyway. They had that
Mm.
card.
Necrodominance. Okay, so we want to stick. Like, does Necrodominance draw cards? Yeah, Orc is very good against Necro. Yeah,
Yeah,
not against
I also had to check
Potex.
that.
But
Right.
do you still play Doomsday in Vintage, or have you changed?
I played from time to time, yes.
Bro, we've definitely faced in the past. You won.
Yeah. I think it's the deck I've played the most in Vintage historically. Maybe like 50 top 8 with that deck. So I have a little bit of miles on the under the hood.
Right. Let's go.
Uh Thoughtseize on Thoughtseize makes a lot of sense. We're currently losing to that Ursus Saga, so we have to see what we draw. I guess that doesn't help us. So do you like to play the bomb or the Tameo here?
So Tamio, I think I'll go Tamio. Draws a card.
Yeah, I feel like the same. I feel like if your opponent hand is like double ritual beseech, we're not winning that game very likely. So I like trying to get back into the game. Okay, so if the opponent has the second land here, we will start getting pressured by constructs. So in theory, we have removal spells in our deck, which makes it beatable. I wonder what they can go and get aside from LED and pedal, and maybe like a single opal. Maybe they have some the haste equipment. That's sometimes something you see in those decks.
Your opponent plays Opal. They still don't have the
Come on now.
maybe they go like Dark Ritual, make a construct.
Dark Ritual make a construct. It's actually okay because it turns on Metalcraft
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
That is possible.
Wow. Okay,
Okay, so
one card left.
now we're back to, I guess, Infernal Tutor or Beseech is annoying here. So now I wonder if that deck has a single copy of Atnos. Oh, they can Atnos.
Yeah, they go
So
Beseech now. They played 1, 2, 3, 4. Beseech will be 5.
yes.
Can they go? They can't go
I don't.
Gaia's Will. They don't have the mana.
I think we're gonna see a Necrodominant game here,
Okay.
and then maybe the Spell Bomb is gonna be awesome. Yeah, this should be interesting.
Okay, they got a card. It's Necro.
Okay, Necron Legacy.
Okay, they have no cards left.
So they will be able to tutor up LED next turn with Saga.
They drew 8 cards.
Mm-hmm. What's the best draw here? Wasteland? Probably the best draw here is maybe it's
Brainstorm.
Force of Will.
Brainstorm into Wasteland
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, brainstorm into Force. That's true. That's better.
Always, there's always a better draw in Legacy. You can always draw Brainstorm into 3 bombs.
But I think we need to play out the Nile Spellbomb this turn. Because their main route to victory is the Gaia's Will you talked about.
Okay. Didn't draw that.
Yeah, we don't have much to do here.
Yeah, but I think I have to play Spellbomb. I can't draw a card.
Exactly. Spellbomb shuts down the opponent's ability to Gaia's Will for the win. So now we force them to storm for 10 without the graveyard. And also, we sneakily have the Kaito that can get in for 3 next turn if they get too brave on the Necro. Let's see what they go for here.
Modern
Candy
Staple,
Trail.
Candy Trail.
Yeah, Pauper Stable, right?
Or I meant to say Legacy Staple. That was a joke, but yeah,
Okay.
Pauper
But yeah,
playable. Pauper playable.
it is an actual Pauper playable, but you don't see it often in Legacy. But you actually see them occasionally out of these decks. Let's see. I wonder if our opponent has a setup turn or they try and go for gold here. Okay, I guess we have the answer. So do you want to try and spike Force of Will, or do you want to just keep the bomb in play?
We'll see. They have 1 card.
I just guess it's Echo.
We don't have.
Can
Ooh, we should go
Okay, Talisman. So I didn't research this deck, so I guess
Maybe we should. Let me write my opponent name on Google. Let's see what happens.
I'll also try and find a little bit here.
Share. Let's see. Oh, they have actually a result from this weekend.
Oh, nice. Yes, this is certainly the deck.
Okay. So I
So
guess they
what can they
have
Burning Wish for?
Ad Nauseam Tendrils, Beseech Gaia's Will. So they can
Maybe you
go
just let them play.
they can go Ad Nauseam, but they're at 10.
I feel like you should let them play here.
Yeah. Well, they also have Burning Wish, I guess.
Yeah, I tried to get a glimpse of what's in their sideboard. I'll just
They have Depth of the Deathless, a card that I
that is like the drain spell, right? Yeah, the
yeah.
twice.
Oh, Purity Abyss. That's a powerful one. Oh, Surging
Here's
Node for
Abyss,
Chalice of the Void. That's
a good old tech.
yeah.
Is that for Chalice for 0? I guess. Yeah.
No, but you can get it with Saga as well.
Okay, got it. So it's if you natural draw it, it only deals with Chalice for 0, but yeah, otherwise you can get it out of the deck. It's kind of like the. Do you remember the Team Pro Tour in 2018? The
Yeah.
out of the Death Shadow decks, you used the 2-drop. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I remember. Proliferate.
Yes.
I
So
remember.
you could basically deal with Chalice out of a blue-black deck. All right. So So if our opponent goes for Peer into the Abyss, then we, you know, crack Spellbomb out of desperation. So you should not F6 here.
No, I haven't F6'd.
Okay, got it.
Okay, they draw a card.
Okay, they see if they can spike and
Throne of Geth. Yeah, exactly. That's the name.
yeah, nice call. So can they just chain Beseeches now for the win?
Probably. I don't know. I'm at 20. They need a lot of spells, but maybe they have enough.
If-
Actually, this
What
guy
if they go?
doesn't play 4 Beseech. They only play 2.
How many? Okay, so two of those and Infernal Tutor
Hmm.
would be +3.
Well, they have a card in
That's
hand,
not
though.
Yes. Okay. But I don't think they have like I don't think they can chain tutors. Let's see if that's true.
Duress.
Duress. We don't care.
Maybe they got Duress. No, probably not.
Maybe we have Force Will on top of the deck like any professional player should do.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what did you tutor for?
Ooh.
If that is just Beseech, I don't think we're losing, but let's see.
Yeah, they can chain 2 Beseech. That will go
And then
to
Infernal Tutor.
8, 9. Isn't it only 9?
Let's see. Beseech, Infernal Tutor for free, then pay for Infernal Tutor, and then 10 rolls. So I actually think we're dead if they have double Infernal Tutor in the deck.
Beseech is 7. Do you
Double
guys see?
Infernal
Oh, you
Tutor 9.
can't see the storm count on stream, but it says 5 right now. So it's 5.
Mm-hmm. So I actually think if the opponent has double Beseech, double Infernal Tutor, I think we lose this game.
I don't think so. Well,
Uh,
well, why? They only have 2 mana, no?
oh, yeah, right. They have to pay 4. My bad. For some reason I thought they had 6 mana post the first Beseech. Okay. Well,
I feel like this game we haven't done anything, and my opponent's still like somehow not winning.
yeah, I think this is so funny. But yeah, main deck Spellbomb is making this very complicated.
Yeah, because if that guy has will, this game would have been over.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we did something. We played a heal spell bomb. Opponent could have discarded it instead of Thoughtseize, but I guess then it would have
Yeah.
taken the Dark Infernal Tutor, and they had
Yeah.
nothing.
So the real good play here is we decided to put Nile Spellbomb in our main deck.
Mm.
That was the skill of this match, or this
Okay.
game rather.
So they resolve Beseech, and they pass. They just add the card to their hand. Okay.
Now you have a demonic tutor. What are you gonna do with it? Probably nothing.
Right. Yeah. Probably what I do is I don't make my opponent get another demonic tutor. Okay, opponent draws 4 cards. We have the option to. I think I'm gonna crack this bomb, but just because they have Necro anyway.
Wait a minute. Does that work like Necropotence?
What? Sorry.
If a card or token. Okay, so it works like Necro.
Yeah.
So let's see if they have access to the graveyard.
Like they can, I
Then they
guess,
can.
arcane away the Necro, but at that point is whatever. I think I want to
I th-
cycle this Spell Bomb.
I think you're gonna lose out of the graveyard if you cycle that Spellbomb.
They can't put anything in the graveyard.
If they beseech away the Necro.
Yeah, so they have to go like Beseech, but then they have no mana.
I just assume they have, ritual, a way to tutor it away. What are you looking
Yeah, but
for?
like
Like
Ritual,
basically,
you have to play Ritual first before the Beseech, so it goes to the Exile. And
yes,
and then you
but don't
bargain
they have
away.
double ritual tutor left? They have double ritual tutor in the yard already. That's the main problem. Oh, you're exiting those. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I
It's
cracked this.
close.
I think I cracked it.
Okay. I'm scared. This is if this works, you get all the credit. If this doesn't work, I'll tell you about it the next 10 years.
Hold it against me.
Yes.
Oh, nice push. Okay. Actually,
So
plays available for me.
you have two thought seizes, one bomb in your deck. You have wasteland in your deck that are worth drawing into.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Or is it better for you to get duressed and then have the chance to spike? No, we probably have to crack now.
Yeah, definitely don't want to use the Wishclaw Talisman.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
So we are making this play because we think that we could draw into either disruption or creatures. Like I mentioned before, Kaito can be like a sneaky um Kaito can be like a sneaky way to get in the last damage, depending on how the opponent plays.
Wish this was another go if this game.
Yeah, for sure. This is a good example of what can happen when you give your opponent too much time and you're not an actual control deck.
But also play a full playset of push in the main deck, so.
Oh yeah, that's not ideal against this deck. Okay,
They put
opponent doesn't like the life loss.
a Nauseum there. They have 2 cards in hand. They play Cabal Therapy. Naming
What are
Force.
they gonna name here? Yeah, you should probably name Force.
I guess they know about Murktide though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they name Murktide.
All right, that
They,
also disrupts Force will in some way.
yeah, they saw it with Duress earlier.
Hmm.
And they pass.
So now let's draw 6 cards, opponent. Draw 6 cards. You need some good ones, and then we can tutor for Kaito. Ah, unlucky.
Okay. Okay, Nethergoyf.
Nethergoyf is probably winning the game next turn.
Oh, they have the construct, but we have push.
We have a lot of ways to beat that. So the opponent has to win now.
Just play Goyf, okay?
Yes, but maybe we should. Are we cracking any clues?
It may be a
We probably should do that.
yeah. Ponder.
Yes, I feel like this is how we have to play.
Actually, I
This
don't.
is just too late, right?
Yeah, I don't care about Wasteland. I already played the land, so.
Um, Tutoring doesn't make any sense because then the opponent can tutor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we can only play that card.
Yeah, somebody suggests in the chat the last turn we could have pushed Tamio and played Murktide. I didn't think about that line, but I guess I had 3 lands, and by pushing Tamio, I would have had 5 cards in the graveyard. So yeah, that would have been a
Okay,
very good line, I think.
that sounds good because we just have to find a way to deal lethal here. And how many instances that would be would have been exactly a 5/5, I
Yeah, I
believe,
mean,
but with push and thoughts he's getting exiled.
Point just draws less with Necro, but yeah. Then
Oh
leave.
right, so we have to make the decision before that.
Yeah,
Okay, I like it a lot. At
9
the
life.
very least, we
Yeah.
should have thought about it because we have so many bad draws here that securing ourselves a lethal creature could be the way to go. So this the opponent has to do it to us now, right? He knows about um the removal spell, so blocking is not a thing. They can't draw with Necro,
Hmm.
so I guess it's just now or never. I still feel like cracking the spell bomb was the hardest decision this game.
It doesn't seem like it's doing much anyway. They have no graveyard.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good observation about it. We cleared the cards left there.
Put us 2 cards in hand.
So
It's funny how I'm still at 20 life.
yeah, it's actually very rare for. Okay, that's not the card we want to see. So now what? I just saw the list, but I forgot if they had any like
Curse of
bullets.
Agony.
Okay, so they're mini tentacles.
Mini Tendrils, only for 10 life.
So they set up for next turn and try and do the same. Huh, that's pretty cool.
No, 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 it's exiled. Oh, you mean it?
Yeah, just they have a tendrils in the deck and they
Oh, okay, okay.
refill with
Yeah,
necro to some extent, right?
yeah. And now
But they
they,
can't draw that much. Now we can tutor Kaito, probably.
but why?
No, no, that doesn't work. The Tamio is a planeswalker.
Yeah.
Never mind. Now we can bring
Thoughts.
back Thoughtseize. That's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Yeah, we can play Thoughtseize.
This game is very interesting. We've had some cool ones. The one against lands and this one. Those are like puzzles for both players.
All right. Let's start with Thoughtseize, okay?
Yes, sounds good.
Ooh, can I win the game?
I am not sure.
I just thought about it now. Ooh, that's last tendril, isn't it?
That should be game over. If you can handle the tokens.
Yeah,
Maybe can you find the list again?
if I had a fetch land, I would have won because I could have tutored the orc and dealt 5 with a Nethergoyf. Anyway, yeah, there's one Tendril main, one Tendril side, one Burning Wish,
Can
which is
I
gone. I think they have no more win con. So I'll just take this
so
Tendril.
let's just see here. Can we do anything awesome here? Which types are we missing in the yard? It's funny we're missing
Land.
land.
Land. Alright, anyway, let's take Tendrils here.
I don't think the opponent can win if we take generals.
Yeah. Then I'm going to. I guess I can draw a card with a clue.
Do we have instant in the yard? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Do we have instant?
I do not. Okay,
So
so.
what if you wish claw for Bowmaster and kill your own Bowmaster?
And push my Bowmaster. Yeah. Yes. I didn't expect to have no lands and no instant in the graveyard, but I guess. Yeah, that's
Me
gonna be.
neither.
All right. So I didn't even need the Thoughtseize.
Nice game.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. We already have a creature, so you got it.
Okay. Oof. Man, it's crazy. Point only has 11 minutes on the clock. It's turn 5. I don't even think they played particularly slow. That deck was just full of decisions, and
Oh yeah.
I appreciate it much more
Okay.
when they slow play like this, which isn't like necessarily a slow play. Yeah.
Exactly. That just means the game was very complicated.
Okay.
All right, so lots of good cards here.
Cage stops Beseech.
Um, does it?
Think so, because says player can play spell from graveyard or libraries. What does
But I think that card is like it exiles it face down and then plays it. It's like a living end basically.
a card exile it face down? Oh, okay. Hmm.
So it works against Yogwill
Hmm.
card. What's it called?
This looks bad.
Gaius Will.
Okay.
So I like that. Um, we like Consign because they play with the storm mechanic and artifacts.
So
And maybe we like Harbinger because of Saga.
push.
Push is probably just very bad, and Harbinger is just better because sometimes it kills Saga, sometimes it pitches to Force of Will.
Okay.
Um,
Kite.
so if we sideboard, I think Brazen Borrower is quite bad. Like I don't like bouncing anything they show. Kaito's never terrible, so at least we should think about that. Could be the worst card in our deck, though.
Looks like it's the worst card in our deck. Maybe
It's
Harbinger.
possible Harbinger is not perfect.
Between Harbinger and
How,
Kaito for the last two slots.
how do you feel about trimming one Nethergoyf? It would be quite bad to draw two, I feel like.
Okay, sure. Let's go.
Um, yeah, it's tough whether Harbinger or Kaito is the best. They're
Yeah,
both kind of bad.
yeah, the Harbinger doesn't seem great, but I think that's just a blue card and has some merits.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. Maybe we can find a brutal explosives and make it our new favorite card. Force of Will, great insurance against fast hand. Our hand seems to have the most things covered, except for discard spell and fast kill, I guess. But I liked explosives a lot, so we're not soft towards the Saga. We can develop the spell bomb. Yeah, this is a solid hand. Great point in the chat here that consigning a Necro end step trigger is a time walk.
Yeah, because I skipped the draw step.
You have a powerful chat over here. How can you ever lose a game when you have a powerful chat?
Never. That's why I never lose.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense. Lots of trophy tweets.
Yeah.
Every time I check Twitter in the morning, it's like 4-0 playing for the trophy. Let's go.
Let's go.
So
That's when I was
that's the
playing good
answer.
decks, though. This week I not playing that many good decks, so
fair,
not many,
fair enough.
not many 4-0s.
So opponent on a mulligan with a Saga pass. We have the explosives. So
We can also consign Stifle the constructs, but I think I don't want to do that.
I feel like
Just play.
that is a good play if we were soft to the tokens, but now we actually don't care that much.
Yeah, I just play Spellbomb Pass.
How do you feel about slow rolling versus playing out the EE? Do you like to try and trap your opponent when they're on discard spells?
Oh, I see. Hmm. So you think?
So let's imagine they go duress here. You would probably have to counter that duress.
Oh, so you say I should have played, but ooh, look at now. Play Chrome Mox into the explosives.
Yeah, this is amazing.
So they just pass now. We go with Blues on 0, and maybe they have Pithing Needle.
Yes, very possible. But I feel like we should just.
They don't.
How do you feel about just killing their stuff? Then we allow them to get a 0 off of Saga. Is that okay?
So I'm gonna go Explosives on 0 now
Mm-hmm.
and pass. Okay.
And yeah, I'm trying to think about the best timing here because there's no reason to give our opponent a main phase with black mana in their duress deck.
Hmm.
So we
Yeah,
should.
they can't make a construct. They can float mana here and make a new construct afterwards, but that doesn't matter that much.
We should just crack it now, right?
Think so, yeah.
I think this is solid. So now the downside is they can go and get a 0 with that Saga trigger. That's the only downside I feel like. But I really don't want them to go to the main phase and go like Duress your Force of Will, Land, Ritual, Necro. Like that would just be very annoying. Let's see if this Force of Will is enough. Okay, the the trail being the preferred tutor target here is kind of cool.
Meta might mean they don't have a land or just a mana source.
Yeah, very possible. Let's see if this is the big blowout explosives. Best card in the 75, easily.
Yeah.
Okay, totally fine. We hope they make some all-in play.
2 cards in end.
Mm-hmm. All right, buddy. Let's
1
see the
card.
all-in play.
I think it's Infernal Tutor. No, just make a construct. Okay.
Okay. So we do have to worry about that.
Yeah, because they have 2 of them.
Huh. Could we have done anything smart here? Then we should have let them play.
Mm. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Mm,
I think I have to go brainstorm now
yeah, sounds good.
for a wasteland.
So now the problem is we have any answers at all for the constructs now in the deck? We might be very low on answers.
Yep. So I'm gonna shuffle away a land for sure. Maybe Spellbomb? No, actually
Yeah, we
two
should try
lands,
and
right?
Could be. We need to figure out what's our way back into this game.
Murktide?
Yeah, we need to find a big Murktide, so maybe it's fine to get rid of the lands. Those are
Maybe
not that strong.
maybe it's Spellbomb, the card to take out.
Yeah, that is also quite bad. How do you feel about
I think it's Spellbomb.
um
I want the fourth land next turn. Yeah.
yeah, probably. It's we really want to find a wasteland, but we also want to shuffle, so it's quite the bad situation. I wonder, could we have played better here against two onboard sagas?
And my opponent doesn't make another construct, thankfully.
Oh, that is very good for us. So, are you thinking about consigning the tutor here?
Oh, I wasn't, no. I want to have a Orcish Bowmaster up.
Yeah, I like that. Wow. I'm trying to think about you suggested okay, so if the opponent has
Let us
yeah, I
recall.
think we have to yeah, I think we have to. So I just assume our opponent had a very good draw. That's why they went for this play instead of a token.
And maybe they had
I,
like a threat and they just drew Thoughtseize.
yes, exactly. So they completed this. I think this Infernal Tutor.
For what? A Nauseam?
Yeah, that sounds like a good call. Okay.
I could try and get lucky.
Maybe let them make their play first.
No, but like I can draw. Oh, okay, sure.
But yeah, you're probably right. This is ad nauseum.
So now we, unfortunately, Bowmaster doesn't stop a Nauseam.
So let's see.
I think it
We
does
can stop the storm.
resolve. I always lose,
Yes.
so I need to correct the bomb.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay. The opponent managed to put us into a tough spot, even though we had an amazing draw. That was pretty cool to see from that deck.
Yeah.
So a way to play around what happened here with the Saga tokens was to use our consign earlier and then
Mhm.
clean up with EE.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have thought a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think now we're dead.
Now the opponent has land drop. I don't think they have. Now they do, right? Now they can discard us.
Well, I have consign for like a petal.
But I feel like we're getting Therapied first.
Yeah, so we get Therapied. They take consign, then they can go Petal Chromox, Kabar Ritual.
Mm.
Syndrome.
Oh, they even have Cabal Ritual. Yes, we are dead this game.
Well, it doesn't stop though. All right, if I'm petal. I'm gonna F6 go to the bathroom. Okay, back just in time.
Back just in time. Opponent found a beautiful line of cast therapy before the tendrils, so they had us beat. So now being on the play, I like the Harbingers more than I I did. And so now I like our setup slightly better. Um, I guess we should just play a little bit better with our explosives.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
How do you feel about 4 Graveyard Hate against that deck? Do you think we could get away with just 1 cage?
Hmm. Maybe it's too much. Is this the first time we're on the plane the whole league? No.
It feels like it. It's the first time
No.
we play first.
We lost game one of this league, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. Backs against the wall.
All
Okay,
right.
so I feel like we have to disrupt here, turn one.
You think it's better to go Thoughtseize on turn one? All right, I can get behind that.
So maybe we take the duress.
You think the rest over Infernal Tutor? I
I
think.
think there's a lot of what should I call that? Bluffing equity, where the opponent will wait for the next discard spell, which will give you more time, like that kind of dynamic. Does that make sense?
Okay, okay. It's just that. my hand doesn't have that many good cards. Like Duress,
Yeah.
sorry, Daze
So
is dead.
I'm scared that the opponent will slow roll the duress. But it's if the opponent casts turn one duress, your play is very good. Do you think the opponent will turn one duress?
Yeah, you think not because of no tutor? They just go turn one Candy Trail, I guess.
Yeah, that's my fear.
All right,
If I could daze the duress, I would be very happy.
okay, okay. Let's take Duress. Sure.
So I think this gives them more time to find like second thought seas, find a counter,
Mm.
you
How
know.
about we counter Candy Trail? I think I like
Ah, but
because it's just
okay,
Daze is just dead. Oh, maybe I draw
okay.
cards. You mean?
So let's see. If we counter that, then the opal is far away from like then yeah, okay, maybe it steals some mana. Okay, good call. This is not something I thought about this morning. Getting up. Oh, I'll probably be dazing a lot of candy trails today in Legacy, but I like it. I like it.
On the draw.
Okay, Kurdape or Tamio,
Curdape.
or look for stuff.
Curdape.
Oh, you like pressure? Oh my god.
Let's go. It's a 3/4 actually. It's better than a Curdape.
I okay. I feel like we should have talked about this. If you go Tamio, the next turn you could
It doesn't flip.
flip it,
No.
and then
No. Oh, you mean testing
I
two
mean
wonders?
yes, then you cast two ponders, and then the turn after you bring back Thoughtseize and take the Infernal Tutor.
Maybe. It was too hasty.
A little bit hasty here.
All right. Let's go for fetch ponder here.
So why do you want to fetch first?
Oh, because if I like two cards,
I
then
actually always play the other direction where it's like I treat my ponder as an impulse, where I take the best card
mm,
and then shuffle. Otherwise, that you're playing like the preordained mode. I like this. This is taking advantage of ponder the most.
okay. All right. Then I like
Uh,
force some negation here.
yeah, let's take that. So in this case, in case you liked two cards, you can just play the C, right?
Yeah, but then I give up
Um,
one life.
yes, for sure. So what do you want to do here? Do you want to fetch Tamio?
I mean, the brainstorm on top is amazing, so probably we should just go underground sea.
Okay, I like it. So we have to remember the play pattern of that deck is they're looking for the next discard spell. So they're not just going to jam Infernal Tutor. The good thing is, if that discard spell is a therapy, it's going to name normal Force of Will, and we will look like geniuses. Okay, the opponent found Metalcraft here. So what are they going to do with that? Okay, so do you think they also found the discard spell?
No,
Okay, so
they're going all
yeah, they will probably crack this LED and go all in here.
maybe because of the timer.
Yeah, timer, and you attacking with the dangerous duo of Kurdabe and Tamio.
The dangerous Nethergoyf. 1 mana
Put
here, Dave.
yeah, it's putting fear in a lot of legacy players. Okay, they don't crack, so heads up play. So we counter this because in theory they could have emptied the warrants in their deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you draw the brainstorm. So now, funnily enough, we maybe have to be a little bit. No, we have instant. Never mind.
So the top card of the deck is Wasteland.
Oh, not brainstorm.
No, no, after
Oh,
Brainstorm.
now okay, okay, got it. So how do we play Magic here?
They shuffle first and then brainstorm.
How do you feel about going to? Because we're flipping the Tamio, right? So we have to like play the land,
I think,
attack,
yeah,
and then do it.
yeah. I think I want to shuffle.
Uh, I don't think you should do that now. I think you should attack,
It
and
would,
then before damage, you should do your stuff. So you get the clue.
yeah, yeah, but like, I do want more damage, no?
Yes, but we're going to do that before damage. We're going to fetch before damage, but
Oh,
we need to attack to get the
you wanna
clue.
brainstorm and then fetch?
I'm thinking about it at least.
Because the
Yeah,
top
that's
card is
that's
bad,
what.
no? If the top card is bad, I want to shuffle first.
Mm, you can also just shuffle it away with that logic.
Yeah, but
Do you
I'm
want to see
seeing
new cards?
less cards with Brainstorm. Like I'm seeing two
Yeah.
cards instead of three.
Okay.
Hmm.
So that's fine.
I want to go Underground Sea, attack, and then Brainstorm
Yes.
Chain.
Yeah. So my logic or my instinct was to brainstorm now and then, fetch and flip. So I guess we keep the force of will, but we maybe don't. If your opponent draws a discard spell, we want them to see not the force of will, so we need it on top, right?
Okay, so we do this.
So that gets flipped. Uh,
Yes.
yes, exactly, and then we can bring back a blue card
Do I die
with
to
Tameo, and hopefully,
Gaia's Will? Maybe should have played Spell Bomb. Don't think I died to Gaia's Will.
yeah, we should for sure develop the spell bomb here. Would
Oh,
be very annoying.
I wanted to
Okay, so
draw.
they have five mana from Wish. Did we just lose because we didn't play the spell bomb?
Yeah, because if they have a Beseech. Oh shit.
Okay, so that is a game that we're not supposed to lose.
Yes, I wanted to draw for the clue, but then I thought they had too small of a graveyard for Beseech, but
Uh-huh.
that's not true.
Yeah.
Oh, Riva,
Oh well.
thank you for the sub. It was all a plan though to not trophy so that it could drop on time.
Yes, agree. So yeah, in a game like this, card advantage or like mana usage doesn't matter. So we hide the force for Thoughtseize. We play out the Nile Spell Bomb, and then next turn we bring back a blue card and we can't lose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
So
here I just
pretty
want
good learning.
to draw from a clue, but yeah, this is for sure game over. And they play all the Beseech now? Yes, right? Yeah. All right, all right. GG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good games, opponent. Well done.
Good games, good games. GG League. And that's gonna be it for this league here. It was a lot to learn. Very good learning experience.
Certainly.
The least was solid. I maybe the only thing I like to have is another Undercity Sewers.
Yeah, it's I feel like a lot of games are it's either you have to play like on curve and you can't lose the tempo, but also in a lot of games you like fetching the surveil when you can't use your mana. So I don't like cutting an untapped source for it, and I don't like playing 20 lands either. So for me, I like the sewers. I
You like
think I think feel like
situation. Okay. All
too
right.
many games are about speed.
Now I'm gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you, Ecobaronen. Make sure to check his side of YouTube, where he plays a lot of Legacy as well as Cube. And what else do you play over there?
Yeah, it's mainly legacy these days, but I do love me some a little bit of dual commander, vintage, and cube to
Nice.
switch it up.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. And now let's go for another video with the Blue Black Reanimator.